YouTube, what's good, everybody? It's your boy back with another We Talk Mavs right here on the Glow Sun Sports channel. It was a tough one for the Mavs tonight, as y'all guys know. We're here to do a recap and our takeaways on the game from tonight. And of course, you guys already know I am your boy Rail, and I got a new guest to our channel. I got my boy King on, man. What's good, man?
Nothing much. Appreciate you having me, Rel. Appreciate you and the
No
whole Glow
problem,
Sun
man.
fam.
Yes, sir, man.
It's a
No problem.
game, man. I'm all the way over in the East Coast, so thank y'all for showing me love. And let's talk about these Mavs, man. They wild and crazy.
Oh yeah, man. It was definitely a crazy game today. We played a pretty good team today in the Washington Wizards. I know a lot of people kind of think of the Wizards as this team is kind of like a little throwaway team or whatever. Team that's not really good. If y'all been paying attention this year, they actually are a good team. They put together a
Mhm.
pretty good team this year. Once they traded Russ, got some pieces back from the Lakers, and he also added Spencer Dinwiddie, who didn't play today in this game, but is a very good addition to that team. They were 12-7 tonight. Well, 13-7 now after the win tonight. Of course, y'all know the final score was 120 to 114. Washington Wizards. A lot to take away from this game. We're gonna give you guys our takeaways, our positives, our negatives, and kind of look forward to the next game, which is Monday against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And of course, as usual, guys, y'all got any questions or any comments, anything like that, y'all go ahead and comment down below in the free live chat. We'll go ahead and kind of comment that here on this channel, or should I say on this video. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. What was your overall opinion of this game today?
Well, my overall opinion is that the Mavs aren't good, man. I mean, it's not that they aren't good. I think they're a decent team, but they're
Yeah,
still that step away, that piece, I should say. Um, I since Tim Hardaway has, well, I guess the emergence of Jalen Brunson, it seems like Tim Hardaway has been having a struggle going on right now. So I don't know his place because he's not playing like the fourth best player or the third best player. He's in a position right now, and
right.
with Luca hobbling on one leg, man, it was just horrible watching him play defense. And that was the main thing I took from the game. He had like one good quarter of defense, and then the rest of the quarters was just horrible, man. He got taken advantage of by so many different players.
Yeah, I agree. The defense started to slip a little bit there in the fourth quarter. Kind of in the mid part of the fourth quarter, started slipping. You saw a lot of drives to the basket. They had over 60 points in drives to the basket, man, and the points in
Yeah.
the paint today in this game. The Washington Wizards did. It is ridiculous. To the point that you can hear the broadcast kind of mentioning that it's like, man, they got to stop the lane. They got to stop the lane. To me, man, I feel like I guess you can kind of tell that the team started hurting a little bit with their jump shots because you saw that Trey Burke and you saw that Luca were penetrating and kicking out to the players, but a lot of them weren't hitting their
Mhm.
shots, especially like you said, Tim Hardaway. Man, we gotta talk about Tim, man. I might have mentioned this on. I know you probably saw me mention this on previous videos about Tim.
Uh-huh.
It's like Tim has always been that kind of player. It's not just for us. I know a lot of people think like, oh, because he plays for us, he's been like this with us. This has been Tim's whole career. This has been his whole
New
career. And
York,
shout out to my boy
Atlanta.
Thomas, man. He's been saying this for as long as I've known him. Like I said before, like Tim is so inconsistent. And like you said, for you to be our third option, you're too inconsistent to be our third option.
Yeah.
And it's like I think he hit his first three in the fourth quarter. It's like we needed you to hit those earlier to help us gain a little bit more in our league. And he didn't do that. And so for me,
And the truth be told, God, I'm sorry.
I'm not go ahead.
I was saying, truth be told, it was a major important play. He was getting smoked defensively the whole game. Like, I
Yeah.
mean,
Yes.
Tim may be our
Yes.
worst individual defender, man. Like he's that bad. And then
Yes.
it also the end of the game, he was trying to like foul bait. I feel like instead of going tough, and he actually prevented Maxi Kleber from making a move or some type of play on what was it? What's the guy, the center for I can't think of his name right
Gafford.
now. Uh, Gafford, yep.
Gafford. Yeah.
When he was made a game winning dunk or whatever, made this basically a ceiling dunk after Kyle
Yeah.
Kuzma made the three. Tim Hardaway
Little
was on the floor
reversing.
blocking Maxi Kleber on the floor, grabbing his head and all instead of playing tough in the paint. So that
Yeah.
was horrible, man. So that back to your point though, but I just wanted to throw that in about Tim Hardaway, man. His defense is it's just horrible.
Man, you know what's funny too about him? I didn't always think he was I thought he was a solid defender on the previous teams he was on. I guess I just didn't pay enough attention to the defense on the other teams. But then this was like now start as a Mavs fan and him, seeing him every day. I guess you're starting to notice that more. It's like, okay, he's not really a good defender. And it's
He gets
just and shout out to Will on this one, man. He's mentioned this before. It's like, look, you have to affect the game in other ways. And if you're not hitting your shots, bro, you have to defect it on playing defense or being more of a facilitator. And he's not doing it. It's like if he doesn't hit his shots, it's like, you know what, I'm just out here. And it's to the point too, when you're not making your shots, you're gonna start forcing stuff, which is what he did on that one play when the Mavs got the ball back and they started driving down to the back. I think it was like 2 minutes, like 25 seconds left. And he tried to take on like 3 people by himself. And then I think it was Nato, the one that kind of locked him up a little bit. And he tried to shoot over him, some contested jump shot with another guy coming up on you. It's like, bro, you see what the score is. Every possession is important. Go ahead and slow it down and get it back to Luka. He's like you and 3 other guys down there, bro, for the Washington Wizards. You're trying to take on 3 guys. Like, what are you doing? I understand you're not hitting your shots. You're frustrated, but be smart about it. You're not hitting them today. You got another game to focus on that. But right now, we're just trying to win the game. And it's like he felt like, okay, I'm not hitting my shot. I got to try to play the hero. It's like, bro, it's the wrong time to play the hero, man, especially when we had, a little close to 2 minutes left in the game. And it's like that type of stuff is frustrating. It's like we paid this guy this, close to 80 million, and you're not giving us close to 80 million type of production. Because I can name players right now who are making what you're making, who are a whole lot more consistent. And it's just, I think he might have had 2 good games all year.
Yeah,
I think 2.
And it was
you know what I'm saying?
That was like the beginning of the year, and then it was like he's been suspect since. So his whole thing to go the harp on it a little more. It's like you see Tim Hardaway, and he's one of the probably the most physically gifted as far as his body size and shape. You see him like he's in the gym all the time and all, but then when you see him play, it's like, what are you using those muscles for, bro? Like, you aren't stopping anybody in the post. You aren't cutting as far as people run past you. And it's like, I don't know, I just get frustrated. Not at all. And that one play, I said and talked to my wife, man, when he shot that ball, I said he stopped and he got caught up. And I'm like, he's going to shoot it. And we all know he's going to miss it. And he shot the ball. And it was like, man, why did he do that? This is too important of a possession for you to just give it away like that.
Exactly. Because I said the same thing on that same possession. I was just like, and every time he shoots the ball, I cringe. I'm like, is he gonna make it? Or when he finally hit that 1-3, I was like, okay, cool. Like maybe he'll get into a rhythm. And then after that, he was still missing. He missed that corner 3 that could have got us the lead. And like I said, he got the ball back on a loose ball, and he went down there and tried to take on like 3 guys. I'm just like, Tim, it's not tonight.
They bailed him out with the block call. They bailed him out with the foul call on the block.
Yeah, they did.
Like,
they did.
It's so many times. It's just like Tim Hardaway. It's like when I watch the game, I look at it and I'm like, that first shot Tim takes, I'm like, is it going in? If it doesn't go in, I'm like, this is going to be a rough game. If it does go in, I'm like,
exactly.
He's going to be hot this game or something like that.
You're right. No, you good, because I 100% agree with you. It's like, like you said, it's a good point. You have to see if he hits maybe his first couple shots, then you know what time it is. You know what I mean? But like I said, he didn't do that tonight. Like I said, it was a lot to take away from this game. I guess we can do the positives. The one positive, I guess. Well, let me go one more takeaway too. I got scared, man. Luka is getting banged up out there, man. I'm getting a little nervous because we all know if Luka is out, that's it. Y'all can go ahead and pack it up. Let's go ahead and get this lottery pick real quick, because you know what time it is. If Luka is out the game. And he got banged up a lot, because I understand, they got these new rules where they're letting them play a little bit more physical and all that stuff. But, I mean, come on, man. There's a lot of these plays, man, he was getting hacked right across the arms, going up to the hole. They're not calling nothing. You know what I mean? And so I'm just getting a little nervous, man, with Luka getting banged up and our offense being so dependent on him. It's like, if he goes down, that's it. We saw that in the 3 games on the road that we lost. Like, you needed Luka in the game. And we all know that if he goes, the team goes as he goes. And, it kind of showed tonight too. Is like, your 2 main, second option, third option, just, KP kind of reverted back to old KP. Not as bad, but, he just didn't have that impact that we expected, because he only had 13 points tonight, And so
I have a statement to say about that. If I could, so KP was on one in the first half. Like, KP was getting to the free throw line. He had this turnaround jumper before the halftime.
And
he was doing his thing. I feel like it was a gift and a curse of Trey Burke that kind of messed up his game. Trey Burke came in the game and got us buckets and all, but when he gets in the game, he gets that tunnel vision. And KP was looking at
Mm,
him sometimes like, I was give me the ball in the post, and he was trying to take it, and he was making them. So it
yeah,
was like you live with him because Trey Burke is making the shots, but it took KP out of the rhythm a little bit because he was thinking, this is my time without Luka, give me my points. And we weren't getting him his points. So I feel like in the fourth quarter, it was like he was a little out of it by then. It was just trying to force him in his rhythm, and we were just all out of it in general. And nobody was making
yeah.
wide open shots. We had so many wide open shots between Reggie Bullock missing shots, between Tim Hardaway Jr. missing shots. I
Oh
think
my
Maxey
god.
had one. He had wide open, and I'm just sitting there
Yeah,
like, they just keep missing so
especially in the
many
fourth.
wide open shots. Yep,
Yeah,
just so many.
because
Just
Luca, there
we
was so
get
many
so
times
many
Luca was
wide open
driving in
shots,
and kicking out, and they was missing wide open shots, man. Let me
and then
get your
also,
overall. What's your
go ahead.
overall opinion on the pickup of Sterling Brown and Reggie Bullock overall? What's your overall opinion on us picking them up?
So I
Or
like
should I
the
say,
pickup
what
of
what was your
Reggie.
initial opinion of them? Us
My
picking them
initial
up, and
as to
then
now,
now,
I got you.
yeah,
Initially, I thought it was a good move. I didn't think it was nothing special. I thought it was, pieces that you add to your team, role players, and all. I thought Sterling Brown was a decent. Sterling Brown has kind of disappointed me this year because
yeah,
maybe the last game they had was the best game of the year for him, and it was like maybe 7 points or so.
yeah.
But as far as Reggie, uh, I don't want to say the whole Josh Richardson effect because I don't want to go that far
Ooh,
yet.
I was
But
I
he,
I was there.
he
I was close. I'm like, I'm trying to stay away
his
from
his
that. I'm trying to stay away
his
from that. But
defense, like it's
yeah,
like give us
yeah,
one thing, give us something where we can say
yes,
you're good, you're great at it, like, or you're good at it. Either make wide open
yes,
shots or be a shutdown defender, and he's not really
yes,
doing either one of them for us right now. So it's kind of tough, but I don't know, man. It's a whole bunch of things from this game. Even the Luca, I feel like somebody has to call out Luca on his conditioning. Now I appreciate Jason Kidd and all for changing his team up, having them talk more, holding people more accountable and all. But
right,
they got to hold Luca even more accountable. Luca needs to get himself into shape. They need to have
right.
him like just training with someone in shape because these little nagging injuries are going to become serious. He's going to become hurt. He's
Yeah,
just hurt right now, I should say, but he's going to become injured. Like we're just
yeah,
getting lucky because he's getting little ankle twists and little knee sprains and things like that. But eventually, the muscles are going to pop. So the
yeah.
same
Look
thing
at
we can
Dirk.
say
A
about
prime
Zion.
example. Remember, Dirk used to get them same injuries, little ankle
Dirk
injuries,
all
and
the
then
time
as
he used to
time
get
went
them ankles,
on,
but he's
it
used
started
to come
lingering a
back
little bit
like that
more.
though.
Yeah, yeah. You right.
But Luca though, luckily his game isn't athleticism and all. Is well, I shouldn't say it's not athleticism because he does do the deceleration, but his game isn't based on jumping at the rim and all. And
Right.
a crazy thing about the season is that he's not getting to the rim as much as
As much.
I feel like we expect him to. And that's kind of hurting the rest of his game because it's times where you see him and he's not getting past his man to get to the rim as fast. And he plays hero ball and he does that step back. And it's like, Luca, we need a step back
Yeah.
right there. And you live with it because he does so much great stuff for the team. But it was a possession in this game. But he took a step back three and it was
Yeah.
like, oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah. Now, I like I say,
go,
I'm with you. I think I mentioned this on the last video. I was like, look, there's too many times where they would have Luca, the top of the key. You have, Gafford or somebody like that on you, man. That's your eyes be wide open, like, whoa, I got this dude on me.
mm-hmm,
Let me take him to the hole.
mm-hmm,
It's too many times you're building the defense out by doing step back 34 footers. And it's like, and then
yep,
on top of that, you're doing it at the wrong time. And I always
mm-hmm,
feel like, people are talking about Luca's 3-point percentage. It's like a lot of that has to do with Luca, is why his 3-point percentage
uh-huh,
is so low. You're taking these difficult step back, guy hand in your face threes, as if like you're
mm-hmm,
taking shots that people would take with 2 seconds left on the shot clock. You're taking it with,
yep,
about 12, 11, 10 seconds left on the shot clock. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
And I feel like Luca's a better 3-point shooter when he does catch and shoot threes. It showed in his career that he's, close to 40% with catch and shoot
When he
threes.
st-
Start doing more
he
like
could do that
that.
corner three.
Yeah, and the corner threes. I don't know how often. I probably can kind of count on one hand how many times Luca took a corner three. You know what I'm saying? It's just like
Mm-hmm.
there's aspects that you can add to your game to simplify it, to make your game better, like you said. But I think I could be wrong. I think a lot of the reason why Luca's not driving to the basket because he's not getting as many calls. So he's settling
Okay.
more for the jump shots. Is what my opinion is on that one. I think that if he just continue to be aggressive going to the hole, you might get those calls. Because remember that last game, KP was doing that and he got 10 free throws. I'm not saying you're going to get 10 free throws every game because nobody really getting 10 free throws like that anymore with these new rule changes and everything. But you never know. Just don't play for the foul, play to finish. You know what I'm saying? And let the referee decide if you get the foul or not. Because you can get a bunch
Well,
of
Luka
and
was
ones if
great.
you just, yeah. You know what I mean? And
Exactly.
like you
I
said,
was going to say the and ones.
yeah, you get the and ones, and that's another thing too. He has to. Oh my God, Luka, you gotta finish your free throws, man. You gotta get better at your free throws. You talked about this in the exit interviews this summer. Was you gonna work on your free throws? And of course, you're not going to the line as many times as you did before, but you still gotta finish your free throws, though, man. You gotta make the defense. You gotta make the other team pay for sending you to the line. Like, okay, you got this and one. Finishing with that free throw. You should be shooting about 80% on free throws this year, and he's not doing that. He's still shooting in the low 70s. And I'm just
I think
I
he's in the
don't know, man.
60s.
Yeah. Oh, he's at 60. So see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
I think he's in the
And like you said,
60s.
it might have a lot to do with his conditioning because he still has that
Mm-hmm.
mind frame. Like, okay, I'm 22. I got time to do all that. I'm still young. I can, I hurt my ankle. I can bounce back or whatever the case is. It's just
Mm-hmm.
like, no, bro, you need to work on your condition. As Dirk. Because remember, for
Yeah.
like, what was like 14, 15, 16 years, Dirk stopped eating sugar, fatty foods, all that
Uh-huh.
stuff, man. And he
No
lasted
ice
to
cream,
21
nothing.
years in the league. Yeah, I mean, all that
Yes,
stuff.
sir.
And he lasted to 21
Mm-hmm.
years in the league, man. So that's the type of mind frame that Luka needs to have. And with Dirk
Mm-hmm.
being part of the organization again, Dirk needs to sit him down like, hey, man, look, this is what you need to, if you want to take that next step, you want to be in the
Next step.
conversation of MVP and all that stuff like Seth Curry. Remember, Seth Curry had those injuries too. What he
Uh-huh.
do? Worked on his lower body, and now that dude almost
Yep.
every year is having MVP seasons. So like, if you want to be at that level, that's what you need to do. You got to take those steps,
Mm-hmm.
man, to be like you said. You everybody holding everybody accountable. You got to start holding Luka accountable. I understand he's a star. You don't want to upset him and all that, but if you want to be great, man, those are the type of things you have to do, and he's not doing it.
Absolutely.
But those are just some of the takeaways from the game. But positive from this game, I like the fact that well, I need to see a little bit more from him. But Sterling Brown kind of showed up a little bit here. He hit a couple of wide, big bucket threes in this game. Still on the fence about him. I know we're not paying him a lot just to complain about, but still for us to be told that he was one of our big acquisitions over the offseason, it's like I'm gonna need a little bit more from you. Not saying going out there and drop 20 a game or anything, but you need to hit more of your consistent open shots. Because you're gonna get a lot of open
Mm-hmm.
shots because you're gonna have KP getting double team, you're gonna have Luka getting double team. So you got to hit a little bit more of your shots. But I think the one main positive in this game was Trey Burke, like you had alluded to earlier. Trey Burke was 5 for 7, dropped a quick 12 on him. Looked good. He looked good. One of those players that look, you're not gonna play every game, but when we call you up, be ready, bro. Be ready. We need you to be ready, especially now with Jalen being out and Frank being out, which those two injuries hurt the team tonight. Because we definitely could have used Frank on the perimeter, and we definitely could have used one more playmaker in Jalen Brunson. But what's some positives you take away in this game?
I wrote down the defense in the second quarter was amazing. Because
Yes.
they allowed 41 points, I think, in the first quarter. In the second
Yeah.
quarter, they only allowed 20 points. They ended with 61, I think, in the half.
And
That
Bill
was
only had two
amazing.
shots all the first half. So yeah.
Uh-huh. Maxi, I feel like played a good game.
Yeah.
I liked his hustle and all the whole game. I felt like he did all he needed to do. It's not always about points and all when you deal with Maxi. It's little
Mm-hmm.
hustle,
Yeah.
defense,
Stuff that
blocks,
don't
things
show
like
up in the
that.
score box. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Trey Burke, as you said, he was going to be the savior of the game, but we lost. But then, I mean, I don't know, man. It wasn't that many goods. I felt like in the game,
Yeah, it
Luka
really
did get his
was.
31, and his I guess he made a few threes and all. Like you said, he missed free throws. He also the defense was horrible, but it's expected, obviously, if he's on a bum leg. But he was like, I mean, I watched what is it, Denny and all that just drive straight past him like
Yeah.
ease, and he couldn't do anything about it. He couldn't even jump off the ground. And truthfully, he got bailed out on one of those goaltending plays because I think they caught it off
Oh,
before
Gafford.
the backboard, but he
Yeah, yeah,
uh-huh.
yeah.
But he
Gafford. Yeah.
actually got it up and put it off the glass or whatever and got it blocked. But I don't know, man. I mean, we could have used Jalen Brunson and
Yes.
Trey Burke. Obviously, I mean not Trey Burke, Frank Ntilikina. That would
Yes.
have been big on the defensive side and being a playmaker because Frank has been big for the team so far this year. We know what Jalen Brunson has done so far. And really, it
Yes.
seems like Jalen Brunson is taking that step over Tim Hardaway. Like,
I mean,
I don't want to say it.
I
I
mean,
wanted to
I'm,
come in this
I'm
year with thinking Tim.
I don't hear no lies being told. I'm just saying. I'm
I,
just saying, man.
I
A
wanted to
whole lot more
take the
consistent.
year and think. I wanted to think
Yes.
that Tim Hardaway had a chance to possibly make an All-Star game or something this year. I thought maybe he could be that. We get a new coach. KP comes back. He gets open
Yeah.
shots, get an easy 20 a game, maybe 18 to
Yeah.
20 or
Yeah.
something like that. But he's but I can't count Tim out because I know there's going to be some games down the road. Probably even what's that Tuesday or what is it? They play Monday
Monday.
or was
Yeah,
it
Monday.
Tuesday? Monday. He'll probably drop 25 to 30 that game or so, because that's what Tim Hardaway does. But it's just the problem with Tim Hardaway has just been the consistency, man. Like we can't
That's
those having like 5 games of like single digits and then giving us 3 games of like 25 to 30 just doesn't
yeah.
do it. Like we need you to have a consistent role in this team, and he doesn't
Especially you being the
have
third
a
option,
consistent
man.
role. And
Yeah.
he doesn't even hit free throws anymore. Like I don't know what's going on. His free throw percentage is
Yeah, he
bad
missed
now.
them 2 free throws in the what was it, second quarter. I was like, come on, Tim.
Yep.
Oh, it was third quarter, one of them. Yeah, you right,
They,
man.
this team is just
Ooh,
not. It's little things. Like I said, I think Jalen Brunson could have won this game with Jalen Brunson, maybe or Frank, but they didn't have Spencer as well, as you
yeah,
said
yeah, you're
earlier.
right.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's I don't want to take too much out of it because Luka got hurt, but Luka needs to really. The big takeaway from this game is Luka needs to work on his conditioning because if not, we're going to keep dealing with these Knicks. We've dealt with them in the playoffs. I mean, he's played, he's not injured, but we want him to be that guy. We expect
Right.
Luka Doncic. We expect Luka Doncic to be a top 5 player, a one day maybe best player in the league type dude. And if his body isn't in shape, he's not going to be able to grind this 82 game schedule and then want to play in the Olympics and things like that every 4 years and play in FIBA tournaments and stuff like that. Probably he's going to do. This guy's going to break down if we don't get him either help or he gets his body in check. So that's my takeaway from this game. I don't even know if he
Man.
may miss time. He may miss time. He,
I
he
was just
may
about
be
to
out the
ask you,
next
you think
game.
he's gonna be out? Because they play the Cavaliers. I need to look at their record. I don't know what the Cavaliers record is. I think they're solid this year, actually. Cavaliers?
I think I think they were around 500. They started off hot and
Oh,
I think
okay.
they like went
Man,
off or
they
whatever,
man, but if they
cooled
rest
off.
him in this game, that's literally all your ball handlers except for Trey.
Yeah. But I
That's
think
because
I
who
do think I think JB's going to return though. I think JB could have played this game. I think they took
you
it
think
light on
so?
this game because of yeah. I think JB could have played. I think that he's
Okay.
going to play the next game, but I don't know if Luka is going to play. And I think right now they're kind of I guess knocking themselves that they've let him play during the Clippers game because if Luka
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't have played during the Clippers game, that'd been so much rest he would have had. And now you may have to sit him again. So I don't know. We'll see. But they got to work on this team, man. It's just so many little just Knicks, just they're so close. Like I think it was somebody on ESPN said they were like you could see a conference finals or a finals team in there, and you see it at times just the stretches
Yeah,
when KP and
yeah.
Luca are playing. You're like, man, this team got it, and then they'll just lose it, and you're like, what's going on? They start missing open shots. So I don't know what to think
Right.
of this team, man. I'm just trying to think the best.
Do you think it has a lot to do with kids' coaching scheme? Or do you think it's just look, this team is maxed out. That last year when they took the Clippers to 7, that was it. That's their max. That's as far as they can get. You think that's the case, or you think like you know
So
what, it might be a little bit more of a Jason Kidd's coaching scheme.
Um, I don't I don't want to blame it on J Kidd. I think J Kidd has actually helped us. I know the numbers aren't really in his favor as far as like the shooting percentages and all, but we're
Yeah,
still number one in getting open shots though. Like
yeah,
we're
they
the
are.
number one team in the league in getting open shots, which means him and Igor, their offense is working. We're just not hitting open shots. Between that and Luca not scoring as much at the rim, and KP not making his open shots, like we are getting the most open looks in the NBA, and we have guys that cannot make them. Between Dorian Finney-Smith, we have a lot of guys I feel like that are overachievers that
Oh,
really shouldn't be in the spots they be in,
yes,
but
yes,
they are. Like it's a great thing that these guys overachieve and do this for the team. But at some
yeah,
point, you got to get guys that actually fit the role and put those guys back in their place.
Thank
Like we
you.
got a
Thank
bunch of
you.
Maxi Kleber's a low draft
Yes.
pick. Dorian Finney-Smith, I love Dodo, but
Yeah.
Dodo's an undrafted player. Like he's developed into this at this point in his career. We got
Very
guys like
solid
Willie
role player,
Cauley-Stein.
but yeah. I listen, I 100%
Willie,
agree with you. What everything you're saying, I've been saying this. It's like you need to slide these guys down to because you put Maxi. You put Maxi or Dodo, anybody like that on say who's a good team right now? A championship contending team like Brooklyn.
the
Bro,
Phoenix
they'll be
Suns,
like the 10th.
Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Yep.
thank you, Phoenix. You probably be like the 10th,
Hmm.
11th guy off the bench. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
here, you're like the fourth or fifth option. It's like you're asking these guys to do a little bit more, which I've talked about before, which is why they're not consistent. It's like you expect these guys to come in here and be a Spencer Dinwiddie when really, there's
Hmm.
somebody that's supposed to be that barely plays every game on a good team. You know what I mean? So you hit the nail on the head. I've been saying this for the longest. It's like you
I don't
got to
understand.
get
I
people
don't
good
understand with the
players.
Mavs. You
Oh,
get
go ahead, I'm sorry.
dribblers. You got to get ball handlers. You got
Yes,
to get ball handlers.
just
That's
get
the
a
issue. The
look.
big issue is that
This game right here was a perfect example, King. This is a perfect example. Look how Washington is built. You had a bunch of
hmm
guys that are not dependent on one guy. You're not dependent on one guy.
Yep.
You get a team with a bunch of very good, solid players, put them in their position, because Kyle Kuzma, to me, is better than our third option. I would take Kyle Kuzma over Tim Hardaway right now. That's how crazy it is right
Right
now with
now,
Washington.
that's if you don't include Jalen Brunson as the third guy.
Oh,
If
yeah, I'm
Jalen
sorry. Yeah,
Brunson
I'm
the third
sorry.
guy, I might
My
take
bad.
JB over.
My bad. I'm thinking of the actual, order that's supposed to be in. It's supposed to
Yes.
be Luca,
Hmm.
KP, and then Tim. When, like you said, hell, you can probably throw JB as your second option now. The way he playing, he's
Yeah.
been way more consistent than everybody else. I mean,
Hmm.
I know a lot of people can make the argument that it's also KP, but this dude here, what can you name a bad game he's had? If you think about it, has he had a bad game? You know what I'm saying? It's
He's
like,
I think maybe that one. He said that one where he had bad. He struggled in the fourth quarter without Luca. What was it against the Suns?
oh,
That's the
okay,
only game I think
yeah. That's
Jalen
the
Brunson may
first
have
one.
had that was
Yeah.
bad. Hmm.
No, but I'm
That's
sorry, the
it.
second one. Because the first one, I felt like they should have went to him, through him a little bit more. That was
Uh
the
huh.
game they kept trying to force feed KP. And instead of just
Uh
like
huh.
letting it naturally flow the way he was doing in the first three quarters. Let it naturally
Hmm.
flow. Don't just like, okay, you know what? We don't got Luca. You the second option. Let's just go ahead and dump it down to you as many times we can. Just turn around and do whatever you can. Instead of doing that, just let it naturally flow and let Jalen Brunson be the creator and the facilitator and let him dictate where the ball goes to and how things flow like they do with Luca. Like you trust this guy, man. You put a lot of trust in this guy. Your teammates put trust in him. The coaching staff should put trust in him. It's like, you know what? You've been balling this year. We're gonna let the offense flow through you. Now, if it goes to KP from you, cool. If it don't,
Hmm.
cool. I mean, I understand KP is supposed to be the second option and all that. He's making over 30 million. I understand that. But man, y'all trying to win games, man. It's not about who some pecking order. You know what I mean? You gotta have the guy
Yep.
that you can trust to come out there. And I do, like you said, I trust Jalen. I do trust Jalen.
I like JB a lot. The I think KP is the guys. It's just guys. They need guys to fit their roles, and they need to
Yeah.
really describe what the roles are to these guys. Because you're watching the team. We said Phoenix as an example. Phoenix was just a bad team. What was it, 3 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And they had you can see them getting guys though that can just like you need guys that can dribble. We have nobody. When there's times where Luka would penetrate and they'll throw the ball out, and I'm like, all right, just get even if he closes fast, the defender, dribble
Yeah.
around him and get to the rim, and you have like no one that can do that on a consistent basis. Tim Hardaway
Nope.
is hit or miss if he can get past somebody and get to the rim, and then like Dorian Finney-Smith when he's dribbling the ball, you cringe. When Maxi Kleber's dribbling the ball, you
You
cringe.
cringe.
Like
Yep.
everybody on the team, you do it when they except for Luca, Jalen Brunson basically, and Trey Burke, but Trey Burke doesn't look to really get people involved as much. So,
Like you said,
it,
tunnel vision with him.
yeah, you have to get playmakers, guys. That's why Frank Ntilikina is doing so well for the team because he can dribble the ball. It's as simple
Yep.
as that. He can dribble the ball and play defense, so he looks good because it's somebody else that the balls can go in their hands, especially with JB being undersized. Frank Ntilikina helps him out as far as on the defensive side, so that tandem works. They
Yep.
have to make a trade. They have to either decide to put Jalen Brunson in the starting lineup and put Tim Hardaway on the bench. they have to decide what they're going to do with that center position, because that center position is, when I say Willie
Oh
Cauley
my,
was horrible starting the
oh my
game,
God,
as soon as
oh my
Dwight
God.
Powell came in the game, he was lost and let Bradley Beal go by him for a layup. I'm just like, this team with the centers, man. Can we get help at the center position at all? I,
Bro,
I still don't understand the Moses Brown thing, because they keep saying Moses Brown is raw, he's not ready. And I'm just like, how much worse can he be?
the thing.
I know for a fact he can rebound the ball better than Dwight Powell and Willie Cauley-Stein. I know
Can
that
you
for a
understand why?
fact
I
that he
don't
can
understand why
rebound the
you
ball better
preaching
than
right
them.
now, though. Why are you preaching? Just stop preaching. Why are you
Because
preaching right
we
now?
all
Oh
know,
my
we all know the
God.
choir, man. We all know the
Oh
choir. We
my
just
God,
watching
bro.
it and wondering why they got favorites. They got
Yeah.
favorites, and they got, they play up for seniority. And I know Dwight Powell was like the Mr. Mav now and all, so they have to do something. They got to find a way to get the White Powell off this team, man. Like,
Man,
he makes
listen.
too much money for what he can't do. It's
Listen.
great that he got the money, man. It's great for the community.
They got dominated by Daniel Gafford.
Yeah,
Not saying Daniel Gafford's trash, but it dude is. Come on, man. Like, what are we
it's
talking about
levels.
here? Yeah, there's
Mm-hmm.
levels. And this dude is like a poor man's Clint Capella. That's how low
Yep.
he is on the totem pole. And y'all got
Mm-hmm.
dominated by this guy. Y'all made this dude
Yeah.
look like the 2001 Shaq out here, bro. Like this,
Mm-hmm.
you touched it on. I said this before. Dallas has centers that would be the type of centers that, remember back in the day when people would pick up a center to throw 6 fouls at Shaq. That's the kind
Hack a
of centers
Shaq.
we got. Yeah, that we just
Mm-hmm.
gonna pick you up, just throw you in there to throw 6 fouls at Shaq. That's kind of centers we have. You have centers, but you don't have a starting center. All these
Yep.
guys pretty much do the same thing. There's no consistency. They don't have that one thing that they're elite at. Because, like you said, Willie can't rebound. He's been trash on the
Mm-hmm.
on defense. And what is your offensive skill set? He's supposed to be a rim runner, but you're not good at that. And Dwight Powell is just, like you said. I've always felt like, like Mark Cuban is in love with these guys to the point that that's why we're not trading anybody. And that's why when
Mm-hmm.
we did trade somebody, was that one little trade we traded Seth Curry. It wasn't 2 or 3 guys we traded to get
Mm-hmm.
somebody. It was just one person. Okay, that's it. I
Oh
just
my
keep
God.
everybody else. We want to keep this continuity. And like I said, that playoff series last year against the Clippers, that was us. That's it. That's as high as this team that you have right now constructed. That's the best that they're gonna get. They're not gonna get any better than that. I don't care how many times KP then played in the game. I don't care how many times Luka then scored 30 points in the first half of any game. All that doesn't matter. This team is what it is. We've talked about the pecking order. We talk about inconsistencies. Just, you change coaches. It's the same thing. This team is not going to get any better unless you make a change. And remember, Dallas used to have the same problem. We had Josh Howard and all those guys. And then what did they end up doing?
Mm-hmm.
They made a change. Yeah, I always want to
Change.
compare this teams to the 2011 team. Like, how can we make this team like the 2011 team? Remember, for you to get that 2011 team, you had to make a trade. And the trade that you made was a very drastic change to your team. And it's like Mark Cuban does not want to do that. I don't know in what world would any team want to keep Dwight Powell. I'm sorry, bro. Who wants to keep Dwight Powell? What is he good for? You're not a great
I don't
defender.
think.
All you do is rim run. That's it. And everybody knows is what you do. So I'm going to play you for the rim run. As you see how Luka come off the
Mm-hmm.
screen, guess what they're doing? We're backing up. We're holding Dwight. We already know where you're going. You're not going to roll out for a 3. We know you're going to
Nope.
the rim. It's like, come on, man.
And he's undersized. So it's
Exactly.
like
What, 6'8"? If that?
it
You know what I'm saying?
6'6", 6'9", something like that. But
Something like
but
that. Yeah.
my thing with Willie Cauley is that I don't think either one of our centers would play for another team. Like, I don't even
No.
think they would play. I think they would get no time on another team. My thing with Dwight Powell is, I think Dwight Powell has hustle and heart, but his issue is that I don't think he's that skillful. Not to
No.
not to probably kick my behind in a game in a while, whatever. But
Oh,
as
yeah.
far as
NBA
on
wise,
the
yeah.
and NBA wise, yeah, this guy he doesn't have much skill, and it's the opposite as far as Willie Cauley, because Willie Cauley will give you like a jump shot, up and under, scoop layup and all every now and then, but he doesn't have any heart or hustle. So it's
That's the
like
thing. You
every
gotta have
game you're
that
sitting there like, where is your
dog, man.
motor at, Willie Cauley?
Yes.
Just
You should be
play.
Daniel
And he's
Gafford.
like, yes, and you'd be like, because you can see him rolling. Sometimes he has
Yeah.
great defensive games. He'll have every now and then a game where you're like, he's hitting jump shots and he's hitting threes and all. And you like, man, I saw that. Like, I've seen Willie Cauley do a pull up mid range and
Yeah,
knock it nothing but
yeah,
net, and that's like
yeah.
that's an awesome play. But he has no motor at all. So then you, like I said, you go to Dwight Powell, and the skill was lacking, but he has the motor. So we just need to find somebody. You made that point the last video about your centers that you pick up. I told you in the comments, Miles Turner is my
I would love
number
Miles
one guy.
Turner. I would love him.
I
I would
wish
love him.
I know Rick Carlisle. They got the joke of Dwight Powell being his stepson or son-in-law. I pray that he trades for Dwight
Yeah,
Powell
listen.
and will
Take the
give us
white, give
Miles
us
Turner.
Miles. Yeah, yeah. I take
I
that.
I give him Dwight.
Yeah.
I may even give him like a either a THJ or a Jalen Brunson and a second round pick for Miles Turner. Like I think
Man,
that
listen.
Miles Turner in the center of this team starting would be a major piece. Beside KP, like that, the defensive front court to be able
Oh
the
my.
versatility for them to move together as big
Yes.
men, and then also the spacing on offense because he can shoot the
There
jump
you go.
shot, man.
Yes. Because I think he's shooting like
And he's
40 or
putting up
close
like
to
I think
40%
three
on
blocks a
threes.
game,
Yeah, yeah, he is.
and he's giving
He's
three
one of
blocks
the
a
best.
game.
He's been one of the best rim protectors in the league since he's been in the league. I think last year he
Hmm.
averaged 3 a game, and I think like you said, this year he's also averaging 3 a game. He is an eraser back there, and like you said, that's the perfect type of center that we need back there, man. Because if you're gonna stick to where KP is the four, you're gonna need somebody like that. Hell, I even take Daniel Gafford back there. You need somebody who's gonna be
Yeah,
energy and it's gonna deflect shots
yeah.
and hey, make you second guess. Man, should I go to this paint? I'm going here up pin. You know what I mean? It's like that's kind of center we need, bro. And it's like we
You can
haven't
take the
had
center
that
off any
since.
team.
Yeah, yeah. I remember, man. We were talking about this before, me, Jay, and Will, and I remember asking like, well, if that's the case, then why did they even sign, Willie Colley? And it was like, oh, they thought they're gonna put him in a trade. And I'm like, man, look for what? Look, if I was another team and I'm seeing how this dude is, would you really want to trade for him? What are you trading for him for? The other thing I would say is because okay, he has 1 year left on his contract, and I think for like what is it,
Hmm.
4 million or something like that, or 5 million or
For
whatever it
me,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, something like
I think it
that.
is four.
And so that's probably the only reason. So if they do decide to trade him, it might be around the trade deadline. But man, they got to stop playing this dude because I don't even know why they even started him over Dwight Powell. Now I'm not defending Dwight Powell by any stretch of the imagination because he's another one.
I,
And
I do think
I'm with you. I wish they would give Moses some playing time.
I think they're going to change it up. I think this team is going to make a trade eventually. I think they're going to play KP more starting at the five towards the end of the season. I do think it's
Mm-hmm.
to kind of preserve him because he's playing back to backs and all. It's no like what is it low management going on for him or anything like that. So I think it's just to
Mm-hmm.
preserve him a little bit. They have to know. It's no way they're professionals and we all know and they don't know. They know what's going on. So I think something's going to happen. I do still think we're getting Goran Dragic.
You
I
think so?
think they it's DMPs. They keep DMPing them. It's no need to have a guy that's making what $19 million a year and you just keep
Yeah.
DMPing him. You're gonna wait to the right time to buy him out. And then once he's bought out, he's coming to Dallas. I don't think he's going anywhere else. So it's basically
But you think
that's
he'll still
another
come to Dallas the
playmaker.
way Jalen is playing and the way Frank's
Yeah,
playing?
he'll come. He'll come.
You think
He'll
so?
come because he's getting no time now. So it's just to ride out with Luca. He wants to get if he can get a championship with Luca, I think that's like his mecca. Like he's the and I really think it's even more than the playing. I think it's that little stuff we talked about with the Luca being in shape and all that. I think
Yeah.
going Dragic would help with all that kind of stuff. I think the crying on the court sometimes where Luca goes and he'll leave a play, and you're like, man, Luca, go play some defense. If you mad on offense and they took it from you, go take it back. But
He'll
he's
take it back.
crying
Yeah.
all, and I think going Dragic will help with that and all. So I think they need going Dragic, and I wouldn't be surprised. I think we have trade pieces. People don't want to say that, but I think we do. I think the thing is we don't want to. We stuck in not want to lose players that we've
That's the
grown to
thing.
love,
Yes. Yeah.
like Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson is a trade piece. I love
Yeah, he
Jalen
is.
Brunson, but
But he's
he's
a
a
trade
trade
piece.
piece.
Exactly.
KP, he's
Exactly.
now about to be this is third year of his contract, so he only has 2 years remaining. So after this year, he's a trade piece. Like we have tradable players, we just have to make the decision to trade them. And I don't know who's. I'm not going to blame Nico and J Kid yet because this is
No,
their
no, no,
first year
no.
of
I'm
taking
not doing
over
that either.
somebody else's. So I think
Exactly.
next year is their year of like, let's see what you can do in the offseason. Let's see what you can do in the middle of this season because I still don't think it's done that Dame Lillard's not going to get traded. I still don't think it's. I think it's people who are going to get traded in the middle of the year. I don't think it's over. So
Right.
Portland does not look good at all. And I think
No.
Dame wants to go. He's just waiting for that moment to say, "I gave my last hoorah," and then I'm going to say what I want to go. So I heard he don't want to go to Philly. So maybe
Do you
it's
blame
a
him?
Nico connection, man. I don't know. Maybe he wants to come to Dallas. All he has to do is say it. If he says he wants to
Yeah.
come to Dallas, he's in Dallas.
I
So
think I
we would
think if
have
he
to get
said
him
he
to
want to
say
go
he's in
anywhere,
Dallas.
any team, hey,
Yeah,
okay, let's go ahead and get this thing
they're going to
going.
get him. Like they're going to
Yeah.
get him over there. So
No, yeah,
I'm
no,
just
man.
hoping this
I
team makes moves, man.
I agree. Look, I 100% agree. Like I said, Mark Cuban, man, you gotta. I made the example in the comparison to, I know us as Mad fans, we tired of hearing about Atlanta, but I mean, look at Atlanta said that after like 2 years we got to put a better team around Trey. We got to put more
Hmm.
ball handlers. You got to put more people who can create their own shot, more people who are not dependent on Trey. So that way, Trey, when he get you 33, it's gonna be a fluent 33, because it's not, or
Hmm.
his 8 9 assists. It's gonna be a fluent 8 or 9 assists. It's not gonna be like, okay, I gotta set these guys up and I gotta go get mine too, which is how I feel. That's how Luka is, because I felt like in the beginning of the season, Luka was more focused on trying to get everybody else involved first. Let me get y'all set up, and then I'm gonna go
Yep.
get mine, kind of like how LeBron does. And I want Luka to be able to just flow, but sometimes you can't do that because you have so many players. Like you said, we don't have a lot of ball handlers, so all these guys are dependent on what Luka's gonna do, which is why they
Hmm.
struggled in those 3 games, against the 2 games in Phoenix and then the one against the Clippers, because you didn't have a guy like Luka on your team that was there to just facilitate and have everything flow so simple. Because like you said, look, we number one in wide open shots. And why is that? Because you got Luka on the court. Look how they track this dude at the half court line. You know what I mean? Trying to get the
Every
ball out of
game.
his hands. Yeah,
Every
you know what I mean? And
game, man.
so I've always said, like, if you get him someone like I'm gonna put this out there now. Somebody like a Zach LaVine, man, that would be great. If we can get like a Zach LaVine, someone like that
Absolutely.
can go out there and create for themselves. Not saying he's looking and facilitating, but he's been a better facilitator. You know what I'm saying? And so he's somebody you can kind of run the offense through if Luka go sit on the bench. And or like an example I've used in James Harden, like see how James Harden kind of trying to work his way back in. You have a KD
Hmm.
that's carrying the team until you can kind of work your way back in. That's what we need here. Because if Luka
Yep.
is, like you said, you see it clear as day that he's out of shape. But if he had another
Hmm.
guy that can kind of take that pressure off of him, I don't think we would trip as much. He can kind of work his way in. While you got this other guy like a Zach LaVine or somebody coming in here, putting the points up here and helping carry the team, it make it a whole lot simpler for Luka. Because once you get in the clutch time, you got Zach LaVine and Luka who getting the ball. Both of these guys can kill you. So it'll make it easier for both of these guys. But yeah.
They
Um
think they think Luka is LeBron James though. So the thing is, that's what I'm saying about the conditioning. They feel like he's enough of a piece where. So as I said before, the KP thing. If KP is playing All Star level with Luka, they may be close to a Finals team. Like I mean, they're that good together that you got two pieces. That's really what you need with defenders and shooters around you. You usually can be a
right.
championship level team. If they can play that way, it's just the consistency of always expecting stuff from our players. And we don't have like we don't have guys where you're going to be like, all right, this game for sure. I'm gonna get 28 and 8 from Luca. I'm gonna get 25 and 10 from KP. I'm gonna get 18 from Tim Hart. We can't do that. We're always guessing who's going to be the guy and all based off of who's hot and making shots today, because there's
Yeah.
nothing else the guys can do. So I don't know, man. I think this team they want if I really thought the first year they played the Clippers, they could have beat them if KP was there.
Yeah.
I
He was
think
hot that year, yeah.
I think last year people underrated the Clippers were good. The Clippers probably could have won it all if Kawhi Leonard was healthy. Clippers beat the Jazz the next round in 6 games without Kawhi Leonard.
Well, Kawhi, yeah.
So like the and they didn't use KP. Rick Carlisle was making him a decoy in the side, was letting Lucas control the show. I guess it was a little bit, go ahead, Lucas, see if you can do it, and he didn't do it. So if the guys, if they play off of each other, they should be close to a championship level team because they're a good home team this year. I know they lost today at home. They usually can beat the good team. Last year we beat all the good teams. We just lost against the bad teams. This year I guess this year we're starting off not getting quality wins. We got a couple of. They thought Atlanta was going to be a bad loss, but Atlanta doesn't look as good now. They're falling off, but I guess they're getting hot again. So I don't know what's going on with this team, man. They just got to find their identity. It's like I just wish I know Luka. I kind of feel like he just wish he gets something more out of KP. And it's not to say KP is a bad player or that he's even I don't know, not an all-star, but it's just like I think Luka expected more out of KP. Like KP to be able to create a little bit more than what he does right now, and he doesn't. He can't. KP's not a great creator. He does his little pump fake, and if you jump on it, then he drives around you a little bit. But if he doesn't, then it is what it is. So I don't know, man. Lucas just wait for that one piece. Zach LaVine will be a piece. But I did have a question for you though.
What's up?
James Harden. Do you think that would ever happen, and do you think that could work if James Harden became a
For
free
them,
agent and can't play with Luka?
I don't know because
No,
I feel I because they
they
they,
both
they
need the
say that
ball,
he's
right?
yeah they both need the ball and people say that he's changed his game up in
Mm-hmm.
New Jersey. I'm sorry, in Brooklyn,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. I don't know. Can he can he play off the ball that well though? That's the question.
He did it in OKC, and then he
That's a
did it
long time ago
in
though.
Houston. He did it in Houston though when Russell Westbrook got there and he started taking off the second half of the season. James Harden played off ball, and James Harden was actually playing together. So
Yeah.
I think James Harden is that good of a player that you have to go for him. Like it may not work, but it's James. It's like Kyrie and James Harden. You wouldn't think that would work, but you have to take a swing on him if he's available in free agency. I just think Zach LaVine. I don't know if he'll be available because I think Chicago's doing too good. I know the Mavericks wish they would have signed Alex Caruso now. Like that would have been a major pickup.
You
Alex
listen,
Caruso.
Jay. I know you listening, bro. Listen, I was wrong about Caruso, bro. I apologize. I was wrong. I really thought, you know what I thought? I thought the Caruso thing was kind of like Mark Manson when he played for the Lakers back in the
Yeah,
day.
just the Lakers.
And it's
I got
like,
you.
yeah,
Hmm
you know what I'm saying? I thought it was kind of one of them things where it was like, okay, he just the market made him. That's what I thought. Listen, I apologize, bro. That dude is one of the best on ball defenders in the league, man. One of the best. You think we could have used him? Like I said, you had him and Frank back there, man. Listen, somebody getting locked
Yeah,
up, bro. That would
yeah.
have been nice, man. That would have definitely been nice. I'm with you though.
Lonzo, DeMar
Man, yeah,
DeRozan.
Lonzo. I
We
said
missed
before.
all
I
these
think that
playmakers, man.
Neil. Listen. You've heard us say it before. I feel like the Bulls did everything we were supposed to do. They did
Hmm
everything we were supposed to do. And man, Dallas got to do something this offseason. Not this offseason. This trade deadline, they got to do something, man. You have to pull the trigger on some trade. You know what I'm saying? I understand you
hmm
love the White Pal. He didn't got all these awards in the community, all that stuff. I understand that, but you're trying to win games. You're not trying to win a community award. You can help the community all you want outside the game, but we talking about in the game. Community awards don't win you championships. So you gotta make that move, man. But let's,
They
let's
got
go
to
ahead and move
trade
on real
Maxi and
quick.
JB, man.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
problem. Go
yeah,
ahead.
for
I'm sorry.
sure. No, you good. Of course, y'all know the Mavs play the Cavaliers coming up here on Monday. Go ahead and kind of give us what do you think that Dallas should do here in this game? Like, what do you think some takeaways we need to find? We need to see in this game coming up here against the Cavaliers.
Um, I don't think. I think if Lucas hurt, don't play him. Let him play without especially if JB can come back. If JB can play, don't
What
play
if they
Luca.
both out?
If they're both out,
It's gonna be a long
hope.
game, man.
I mean, just keep going to KP. That's the only thing I could like. Even if we lose the game, you might as well give a KP a game where he just shoots as much as he wants to. Let KP if they both miss the game. Like that's one of
Yeah,
those confident booster games where it's like just go drop 40 points almost if you can't force KP, even if we lose or something like that. But I mean, they can. I think Colin Sexton is still out. Cavaliers probably they didn't win any game before with Colin Sexton out. They were like 0-5 before when I saw it. I don't know if he's back yet. But I mean, they should be able to beat them either without Luca or the JB. They should be able to beat them. But when we go out there and you watch and you just see other teams that even the Cavaliers have multiple playmakers. Like there's
yes,
multiple guys on their start line that can dribble the ball. Just say, hey, here you
yes,
go. Okay, I'm gonna go dribble the ball and make a play. we get caught up because we rely too much on Luka. Luka has to be so superhuman for us with playmaking and getting everybody assists. It's like every game. It's it's what makes his game different than James Harden or like Russell Westbrook with his triple doubles and all, because it's not really, yeah, sometimes where he's stat padding, you can see it, but a lot of the times you need him to get a triple double for us to win. Like you're like Luka, we got to get 30, 10, and 10 just about, or we can't win this game because there's nothing about us can do. So just get the ball to KP. Hopefully the Mavs can get a W. It's a big game now because they can't lose back to back again. I know the West is kind of looking a little weak right now, but guys are injured. So you got to take advantage of your games right now while guys are injured. Get all the wins you can do. Stay up in the top four of the West. So hopefully we get home court and play the Clippers again and then beat the Clippers hopefully this time. That's
Yeah.
the main thing. I hope it happens. But I don't know, man. They should beat the Clippers. There should be no excuse. KP isn't hurt. So really we got out. KP should be the best player on the court.
Yeah.
He should be. So if he is the best player on the court, we should win. But you never know.
Yeah, I agree. I was hoping that in this game here, this would have been like kind of like them getting back on their footing because before Luka got hurt, him and KP were starting to kind of connect a little bit. Of course they were both getting like the 20+ point games or 30+ point games, and I was kind of hoping that in this game right here, not only would Luka be aggressive, but KP would kind of pick up where he left off. He only scored like 13 points in this game, kind of struggled there in the fourth quarter. Missed a lot of those like bank shots from the elbow. Just I don't know. I want this team to have an identity because right now I don't feel like they have an identity, and I'm not blaming Jason Kidd because you're only playing what you have, but I just feel like the style that he wants to play, he doesn't have the consistent players to play that type of style. Because we all know how Jason Kidd was when he played. Like Kidd was 100. He was constantly going. His defense, the way he facilitated the game, the way he got everybody involved. Like we know his type of game, and that's the kind of mentality that he wants these players to have. But like you said before, we don't have the type of players that that can kind of do that consistently or whatever. But so in this game, not now, of course, the generic answer. Oh, I want them to win. Of course, you want them to win, but you want this team to establish some type of identity in this game. If Luka is out and if Jalen Brunson are out, KP, you have to step up. We need you to be that guy that can carry this team, like you did the one year that Luka was out. When he had scored like 34 against like the Bucks and stuff like that. That's what we're gonna need. We're gonna need that KP right there. We're gonna need keep bringing this up. We need bubble KP. We need bubble KP. We need to go out there and get us a quick 30 and 10, something like that. You know what I mean? Just to kind of help us establish some kind of identity in this game, man, to where we can help us get to through this win or whatever. But I guess that'd probably do it for us, man. You got anything else you want to add, man, before we end it?
Nah, man. I just appreciate you again. I had a bunch of fun. I know it's like became like an hour-long show almost for you and all.
Yeah, man, because we got so much to talk about, man. Like I said, it's always fun to have somebody to bounce this stuff off of, man, for sure.
Yeah, so much love. I appreciate you and the Glowson family. Thank you.
Man, no problem, man. Like I said, guys, I'd like to introduce y'all to King, the new addition to the channel. He's from the East Coast, so he's seeing it. He's seeing the Mavs, and then he's seeing Washington going on out there, man, and on his side of town.
I actually had to watch before you keep going. I had to watch the DC commentary because I'm in Maryland, so I had to watch the DC guys talk.
Oh yeah, I know they were happy out there, man, glowing out there. But yeah, guys that are watching, I'd like to appreciate y'all, man. I see y'all going in right here on the comment section down here, man. Got a little debate going here. It seems like it's pretty entertaining. But yeah, thank you guys for rocking with us on this live edition of We Talk Mavs. Of course, like we said before, Dallas lost tonight, 120 to 114. If you guys are new to the channel, guys, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below for more content just like this. There will be more Mav Talk videos. The Mavs, like we said, the Mavs are getting ready to play the Cleveland Cavaliers. So me and King will be back for that live commentation on that game. Hopefully, man, we get a win. Now, we definitely need some wins for the Mavs, man. We don't want to get too many losses right now while these other teams are starting to build and for us to slip down. Like King said, you want to kind of stay right there in that 3 or 4 range, so that way you can get that first round home court advantage, man. That'll be lovely. We ain't had that in a while. Kind of set ourselves up to play a team that we are better matched up against. That'd be great. But yeah, like I said, guys, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'm your boy Rev. I got King on with me. It's been We Talk Mavs, and we'll see you guys here probably the same time on Monday. Probably around 10 o'clock again on Monday because I think the game's at 7:30 to play here with against the Cavaliers. So there you go. We'll talk to you guys again soon.
Peace.